and he did everything he could to make his story the greatest story ever in Rolling Stone. And it was a fictitious lie.
This is what Toby Keith had to say about Ethan Hawke for a Rolling Stones article he wrote back in 2009. The article spoke about a supposed face-off he had with Kris Kristofferson. Sadly, country music lost both the legends in 2024, and some publishers and social media accounts brought the story back from the dead just to get a few clicks. It's easy to assume that Toby and Kris had opposing political views, and that makes the story so much easier to believe. But the truth is far from it. Here are 4 reasons why this has to be the biggest lie in the country music world possibly told by the media. Reason number 1, it comes from a questionable source. So, the story originated in a 2009 Rolling Stone article written by actor Ethan Hawke. It describes a scene from Willie Nelson's 70th birthday party in 2003. The article starts off by describing a scene between Kris Kristofferson and a young country star that Hawke chooses not to name, but everyone knows is in reference to Keith by the first paragraph. Supposedly, Toby Keith threw shade at Kristofferson with a comment like, "None of that lefty shit tonight, Kris." And in true Wild West fashion, Kris shot back with a full-on verbal assault. But here's the thing, both Toby Keith and Kris Kristofferson denied the event ever took place. Kris in particular told the Tennessean that he didn't even remember saying anything like that to Keith. Toby was even more direct with his response at the ACM Awards.
Ethan Hawke wanted to do some kind of superficial Rolling Stone article.
If both parties involved say it didn't happen, can we really trust Hawke's version? Reason number 2, Ethan Hawke didn't actually mention Toby Keith's name in the article. He named Willie Nelson, Norah Jones, and Ray Charles, but when it came to Toby, he only referred to him as a young country star. Now, if Hawke was so sure this incident happened, why not just say Toby's name? The reason is obvious, naming names would have opened the door to a defamation lawsuit. The lack of transparency here is all the evidence you need to question the entire story. Reason number 3 is the most ironic. Toby Keith's political views don't match the story. At the time of the alleged altercation, Toby Keith wasn't even the hardline conservative the media often portrayed him as. In fact, in 2003, the year of this supposed feud, Keith was still a registered Democrat. So the man who allegedly criticized Kristofferson for his lefty views was a Democrat. He even endorsed Democrat candidates and was good friends with Bill Richardson, a member of Clinton's administration. Keith's political stance has always been more nuanced than the media made it out to be. He supported the troops but openly criticized the Iraq War. In fact, in 2007, he said he never supported the war but stood by the men and women sent to fight it. Reason number 4, Kristofferson's alleged response makes no sense. According to Hawke, Kristofferson delivered a scathing rebuttal, asking Toby if he'd ever killed a man or cashed the check your country gave you for doing it. It sounds more like something written for a movie script than something that happened at a birthday party. Here's the problem. Kristofferson never saw combat during his time in the military. Sure, he was a decorated Army Ranger and helicopter pilot, but he never actually killed anyone in service. Why would Kristofferson challenge Toby with such a confrontational question? It just doesn't add up. So, where does this leave us? The supposed Toby Keith and Kris Kristofferson feud is the perfect example of how a great story, especially one that fits a political narrative, can take on a life of its own even when the facts don't support it. Sometimes the best stories are the ones that never happen,